haven't done this in a while.
Just fucking talk.
All right. Good Saturday, Patriots and YouTube. Welcome to another edition of the Weekly Roundup, brought to you by R&R at Hard Knock News. I'm your host, Trevor Freedom, and I'm joined by my good friend, fellow Patriot, Rich Guz, and co-host. And we have special guest tonight. We got Miss Linda Lemmons, great Patriot woman. We're going to get her views on things from a woman's perspective, since it is Women's Week, I guess. Is that what you heard, Rich? It's Women's Week?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. My wife just cooked me a great dinner. I guess it must be Women's Weekend.
Well, I think
That's
every
a
day,
joke. That's a joke.
every day's, every day's
We
a
treat our
woman's
women like
day,
gold,
dude.
man. I'll tell you what, man. I thank God that we have the
It's
women that we.
holiday.
Hey, man, I think women should be celebrated every
When
day.
when did
What
they
would the
come up
skies
with
be
this
without you,
one?
Linda?
Oh, the liberals come up
Yeah,
with it.
but when did they come up with it? Oh my
I know,
God,
but you
that's
know what?
crazy. See, I didn't even.
Just screw all that
I
crap.
don't
It just
know.
makes me realize how much I am appreciative of
That's right.
the good woman
Yeah.
in my life, and I gotta, and I'll tell you what, the women in my life all work their butts off. They put up with me, and I'm just mighty glad I have them in my life, man. Women are an awesome breed, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love them, then you hate them sometimes, but they're always right too. You got to remember that.
Oh, yeah. And us men, what was it? Who said it? Oh, gosh. Uh, some metal band back in the 80s. Men can't live without their women. Who's that? Def Leppard?
Is it? I didn't really care for
Def
Def
Leppard.
Leppard much.
I think
Yeah,
so, man. One of them hair bands.
I don't know.
Yeah. Women, women, lots of pretty women.
yeah. I think the
Oh,
left
that is
march
Yeah.
Def
though.
Leppard.
Yeah, it's Def Leppard.
I
We're
just think that
Pretty
left march
women. I
though,
think you're
guys.
right.
yeah.
I think that march with the left though, it isn't representing women as a whole. It really isn't. All these things are Trump bashing things. You know, I mean,
That's
they
all they that's all they turn into, yeah.
it is. They try to put these different titles on them all, but they all end up being just fucking Trump, racist this, racist that, Trump that. I don't know, man. I gotta tell you what, man. I mean, like you were mentioning earlier, man. Any news on what happened with that intruder in the White House today, Randy?
I just seen his backpack didn't have nothing in it and no weapons, so and Trump come out and tweeted that or said something that the guy was crazy. So I don't know. We're all crazy. So what? I don't know.
Trump did open up the White House again for public tours. You guys hear about that?
Yeah, he was in there on the first tour I saw.
Yeah, with some kids. Yeah.
I think that's a bad idea. I think that's
No,
a bad
man, that's our
idea.
house, Linda. That's our house, regardless of the risk. It's the people's house, man. That should be every one of our rights to go and be able to visit a place like that. The history of that place is just incredible, man.
Agreed. Yeah, we shouldn't be afraid to go there, and he shouldn't. That's his house.
That's right, man.
Hey,
That's
we
right.
got Scott Mitchell's in the house, and Reaper's Revenge is in the house.
Scott Mitchell, Reaper, man. Happy Saturday, guys. Don't forget, hey, everybody, time to spring ahead tonight.
Oh man, I
Turn your
hate that.
clocks
Oh,
ahead.
joy.
Mm, I hate that crap. No sleep. No sleep till Brooklyn. Oh,
The Beastie Boys, man.
I'm on a kick today.
Yeah.
I am. We are broadcasting from an undisclosed location, and I actually, seriously, by law, I can not leave, give my location away.
Then why are
The
you talking
moon's
about it?
full.
I'm just saying.
Then zip it.
This is my way of getting away from the CIA, dude. They
Wow,
don't.
talking. What do
They
you
don't.
guys feel? I'm going to bring this out, and I want to have an honest discussion about this. And anyone in the chat room, I can't see the chat room, guys, but
Pamzi's in.
Julian Assange, okay? Julian Assange. What do you guys really think about him? I am kind of getting a different feel about it, and a little disappointed that Mr. Assange would like to talk to the Googles, the Facebooks, the Zuckerbergs, stuff like that. Um, I don't know, man. I mean, to what point do you guys feel Julian Assange is all about? I'd like to hear your views on it.
Well, I mean, it depends on how you look at it, dude. You could look at it as treasonous, you know. I mean, it depends on how much you want to dive into, being a full government state person. I look at it as stuff. I mean, I guess some of the stuff should be kept secret, for our own good. I
Linda?
I have. I don't trust anything that's allegedly from WikiLeaks right now. I had nobody's seen him in how long? Physically seen
Well,
him?
Pamela
How long has it
Anderson
been?
has been hanging
she
out with him, I guess.
Yeah, she's been visiting him with no pants on. I saw.
Months ago.
No, she's
Yeah,
back.
that was a while. I'm talking. Oh Lord,
That yeah, yesterday or so.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's back.
Oh shit. Okay, so he is alive. Okay, I
I mean, is WikiLeaks working with our State Department?
I'm
You
really
know, I really feel that
I
I have mixed feelings too. I mean, without
I
WikiLeaks, we
agree.
wouldn't have learned about how corrupt these people are. But now it's getting to the point where they're letting go of technology that let's face it, there is certain things that certain groups are going to have. First off, the spying on us is incredible. Everything that we ever thought, everything everyone called us a conspiracy theorist about, is actually all true. Everything that every one of us does on a phone, on a keyboard strike, everything you do electronically is all put up into a little cloud, into a little mainframe computer that saves all your information so that if they wanted to at a later date, they could find out everything they wanted about every single American, every single person in the world. That's a lot of power.
Yeah, it's too much power.
It's
I mean,
tyranny.
that's where, like, Dianne Feinstein was basically in charge of keeping the CIA and our intelligence community at bay. Congress had set up a commission, basically a committee, which she was in charge of for the past, what, 8, 9 years. There's a new person in charge now, but obviously she did not do her part in making sure that the intelligence community didn't go array. We're supposed to have some checks and balances here, but at what point, maybe we should bring in like a civilian panel, someone from outside, regular people like me and you
Yeah,
that
outside
serve on the committee,
contractor.
so we can keep, we got people keeping the people honest. I don't know.
That's a good idea, and
That
I
makes
I
sense.
think I heard Trump talking about something like that. But I think his biggest issue right now is there's too many leftovers from Obama that he's got to get rid of. You've seen that Sessions got rid of 46 judges, right?
Yeah, and one of them's refusing to leave. How do you
I,
how do you
I
deal with
saw
that?
that. I saw that, dude. They had to fire him. You're fired.
Yeah, he's got to
It,
get rid of the moles. We got to get, the one thing I think everybody should be pretty confident about is things that have leaked. I mean, the things that have leaked, I mean, you can't deny it. I mean, it seems to be it's credible information, and so you have to take that at what it's worth, regardless of who's actually leaking it and for what purposes. But I mean, for the simple fact is, they could set up someone very easily, and that's what they've shown in the WikiLeaks was how easily they can make like they can make a country like China think that a country like Russia was spying on them when it's actually us.
Exactly, dude. That's scary, man, when they can start doing that crap. Because then you don't know who your enemies are.
And I think this just proves right here that, look, man, Donald Trump, you can call him a lot of things. He's very, he's very charismatic, charismatic, whatever you say that word as. But
Charismatic. Yeah.
charismatic, yeah,
charismatic.
There
he's
you go.
very charismatic. He's a handful, but he's a patriotic American, regardless of how you look at it. He really wants to make everything better for every class of people in this country. He wants to bring back patriotism. That's what this country was like. It seems like in the last 8 to 10 years, it's gone to, like, some people really embrace communism, and We can't do that, guys. I mean, so many people have died for freedom and for everything this country stood for, principally. Um, it's nice to see Donald Trump trying to bring that back, but I mean, at this point, it's pretty obvious how they're setting this poor guy up and stalling all the things that he wants to try to get done. So we can only hope that we stop the leakers, right?
Yeah, well, my thing is he needs to get rid of people like he said he was going to do. Start getting rid of them, like Justin's video the other day. Why is Mark Toner still in the State Department?
Good question, bro. I don't know. The only thing I added in a comment to Justin's video, I did figure out and learn. Um, See, if you fire certain head people that are going to be indicted or be on trial on some future date, as a civilian, it is their right to plead the fifth.
Right, you and I talked about this the other day about Flynn.
Right. By keeping certain people that you need on, okay, they cannot plead the fifth because they're working for the government. You
Yep,
following me?
yep. They're
So,
not a civilian.
um, is he using that for a later time so that when they're called to testify, they have to, they have to be straight, and lies will be, dealt with. I don't know. It's I was pretty pissed off about that too.
Yeah, I'm. You see a lot of them people like that. If you just really watch, that they're not getting rid of, that he hasn't got rid of.
He's embedded so many people. This guy, do you see the birth certificate that his stepbrother, put out his real birth certificate from Kenya?
Oh yeah, he was from Kenya. Yeah, yeah.
See, these are the things that mainstream media, if they were really, you know, there to keep everyone honest, that would be stuff that would basically win Pulitzer a surprise. You know, it's to me, it's the biggest story in the whole history of our country. Is what happened that this man actually slipped in to be our president. I'm sorry, call me a bird or whatever you want to call me, but I do not think that guy met the qualifications to be POTUS.
He's a CIA plant. His mom and dad were CIA.
Yeah,
You know, it's funny
he was
too. You
groomed
know
to
what I
be
heard
put
talked about?
there.
Yeah,
Michael
you're
Savage
right,
brought up
Linda.
what
You're
we talked
absolutely
about
right.
the last time.
He
All
was
right, when Tom Guns
it was
brought up the
planned
fact about
long
the
ago.
executive order, okay, I heard Michael Savage say all Trump has to do is reverse the first executive order that that Obama ever unleashed within the first hour of his presidency, hiding everything about him that he kept secret from us. I heard Michael Savage bring that out publicly.
Wow, I'm surprised Trump hasn't brought that back up.
How would we know if he did
There's
though?
a reason.
What do you think the reason is, Linda? I mean, what's your thoughts on it?
Well, that was just my gut instinct was saying there's a reason for up there. I mean, I'm Trump and I'm all in good hopes get to do some good things. I'm probably the more pessimistic of the three of us here.
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's just so far gone that he's gonna fight. He's gonna have to fight for everything. He's gonna be fighting and fighting. And yeah, I mean, and there's
The only way to stop
Obama's
it is by
son
arresting
that
people. I think the only way to stop this and end it quickly is
Start arresting them.
hand out warrants, indict people, shake up the entire country by arresting politicians, people in the news media. I mean, this has all been rumored to be going on behind the scenes. I mean, if you guys have been following this closely, there's a lot of leakers. There's a lot of supposed people that are in the end that said that there's this big thing that's about ready to go down, and they are going to arrest certain mainstream media actors um, that are playing along with the game. And the one thing that I keep hearing is they're afraid of what the American people will end up doing once people start going down and getting arrested, like Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, John McCain, Lindsey Graham, Ted Cruz, all sorts of different types of people. What happens when you got half of your government being arrested or indicted? How do we go from there? I think America. I think it would purge the country well. I think most people would stay calm and allow the government to take care of the process, and then let's vote new people in.
Well, either that or it'll go like South Korea went, and the shadow government will take it back over. They'll make their move. You
There's
know
a
what I'm
lot that can
saying?
go wrong right
Yep.
now, guys. I mean, if you really want to look at it, I mean, we are being pushed into a war with North Korea right now.
Yeah, yeah. That's all part of the South Korean thing,
and
the way I see it.
and
What
that
happens if
crazy
Japan
little
fires?
fucker, but he will. They will.
He'll do it for fun.
If
Yeah, I
Japan
mean
fucking
it's
launches an attack on North Korea, dude, we are going to war.
Yeah, if North Korea does something to South Korea, we've got so many troops there that's game over.
Our only problem is China. What does
I
China do
agree.
if we fucking all out annihilate North Korea? Are they going to just sit back and watch it happen?
No, no, they won't.
nope.
That's why they're getting everything ready.
I don't know. I got a lot of Girl Scout cookies that came in, so I could put that in my
I just got 4 boxes tonight.
drawer. Dude, I got like 30 boxes.
Oh, we got about 8 at
Oh,
home, but I some lady had some, and I bought 4 more boxes.
God bless the Girl Scouts.
Gotta love them, man. They're making killer profit.
Yeah, guys, I don't know. There's
little
just so
Girl
much going
Scouts.
on, and so many people just ain't even plugged into it. That's what's so disturbing is so many people just don't even realize the danger they're in.
Yeah, I've got a couple of dates, dude.
We are in danger.
I've heard something about March 15th. I don't know if anybody else has heard about it.
Mhm.
And I know the 20th of March, Congress is going to do a special session about the wiretapping deal. Um, do you know anything about stuff that's happening in the next few weeks?
Honestly, no, bro. I mean, I've been doing a lot. I've been, between work and having my buddy die like that, and I kind of been out of it with. I mean, I pay attention daily to certain things, and I just, at some point, guys, it just there's so much stuff that's out there. It's incredible. It's like, what's true, what's not true. Is this all propaganda? I mean, is this
Well,
all a distraction for something else that's going on? I don't know.
I'm going to
But
tell you. I'm going to tell you something. We talked about this before about banks closing suddenly, taking an extra day and a 3-day weekend. I got a message the other day from my bank, and it said that online banking will not be available March 17th through the 20th, and
wow.
no explanation. But a big bank took over my little bank back in December.
It could be a local thing to restructure.
They've had plenty of time to restructure. I mean, that's
Yeah,
four
but
four
sometimes
months.
sometimes to get their electronic shit all squared together, maybe they're waiting for that to happen on that date.
I'm just putting that out there. Just kind of watch stuff for that weekend.
Yeah.
It never hurts to have extra information.
Or ammo.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yep. Hallelujah.
I've been keeping my eye on. I think that totally not cool at all. But in the end game of it all, about the left or the right, our eye on Fukushima because it's getting really bad.
Oh
That
yeah,
could be the
Fukushima's
end.
getting.
That could be the everything. So it's not going to matter who's a Republican and who be ate up with cancer.
Well, there's a lot of different things. They also claim that something from Antarctica, something up around that area of the country, has released radiation, some kind of radiation garbage is coming down. That's what's spreading all over Europe.
Oh
That they
yeah, I heard that. I heard about that.
Fukushima, you got that, and then you got the sun's radiation too.
And then all this weather crap that's going on. Has it not been weird or what?
Here's noticed weird about the weather, and I even talked to my father about this today. I remember, I mean, I was born and raised in Connecticut. I'm a Forestvillean by blood, and it has never been as windy as it is, and the wind is just every week.
Horrible.
Every
Horrible.
week we seem to get this like day and a half of like 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts.
Mm-hmm.
That's just incredible. Or sometimes they'll last for 3 4 days, and we're going through
Yep.
it now. Going through it now. It's happened. It's been 3 days now. We've had some pretty high winds. That's very strange for the Northeast to be that windy that many times.
And we had a tornado the other day that touched down. I didn't even know about it. I found out the next day. It was like a E1 or whatever. But I mean, the winds the night before were horrendous. And what's strange is my plastic lawn furniture stayed upright, but I had logs of wood that were out in the yard scattered.
Wow, man.
What the hell is that?
Yeah. I think the Earth is going through a lot of changes. I don't believe everything is man-made. I believe that we could do our part in conservation and doing our part to keep our planet clean. Um, but if you look at a lot of studies, man, I mean, man has very little effect on the climate. But we go through climate changes quite a bit in the country, and a lot of people seem to be saying that we're going to experience some type of pole flip, and the poles have moved. There's a lot of evidence to show that the poles are moving, and we're very close to us, some type of an event taking place with that. I mean, is that what we're gearing up for? Are we gearing up for an ice age or I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah, that's very strange, dude. We're all gonna die.
Yeah, at some point, that's why I say you
They're
got to go up. You got to go about your life, and you still got to do the things you love to do. I mean, we've been cooped up here all winter. It sucks. Winter drags on up here, but that's why when the weather gets nice, man, I like to go out and do things. Go out gold panning, go out, still remembering, you still got to have fun and enjoy yourself, because life, as you know, it can change so quickly. Enjoy it while you got it.
Uh, Kat says she wants a rocket launcher. Kat's in the.
Rocket launcher, man.
Mhm. Hey,
well, hell, I want a Scud
Oh my God.
missile.
give me a
Oh, me
tank.
too, man. Hang on a second.
Pat Armstrong and Pamela Sue are in the chat, and so is Brian X.
Does everyone else want rocket launchers too?
Yeah, we want to put it on our Christmas list, Santa. You deliver on that Harley, right?
Yeah, you guys are crazy, man.
Red light
Yeah, I don't
on
know,
it.
guys. There's so much going on politically, naturally. I don't know. It's just weird.
Pat Armstrong was saying, have you heard that Assad says that the U.S. military in Syria are invaders?
Assad said that.
Assad said that today. I heard that today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and that's getting crazy in Syria, guys, because now there's been rumors that there's going to be troops going on the ground in there more. That we have troops on the ground there now.
we have
So
hundreds. They won't specify. They
they
say
won't
hundred.
spec right. Wow, I no, Pat, I didn't hear that. Thank you. I'll have to look into that. That's a big thing that make a statement like that too. That's pretty scary.
When are we going to learn? Every time we help people out, they just screw us over.
Yeah, this is where I don't agree with Trump. I mean, I understand you want to wipe ISIS out. We need to do that. I'm all for that. But look, man, these are our men and women going over there fighting, and that's just one area. I mean, look how many things could go wrong in Syria. You got the Russians, you got the Iranians, you got the there's so many different things. There's like 6, 7 different threats you got to worry about. How do you go in and fight these people with 5, 6 different threats around you? How do you?
Wasn't it? Was it China or Japan said they were going into Syria?
I thought it was China.
So yeah, that window of operations is too much.
I don't know why you don't just do it from the air. You know what I'm saying? Russia hasn't really experienced any loss so far because they've been going in from the air.
Except for what Syria is shot down. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, guys. It's just
But then you got that going on, and then you got
crazy.
the thing that no one else talks about is the Asian crisis, though. And you look what that little fat little leader there, Kim Jong Un, whatever his name is, Kim Jong Un. I mean,
Little
he's
Kim, that's
launched
what I
missiles.
call him.
He's
Little
launching
Kimmy.
missiles. Launched missiles at Japan. They landed right pretty close to the water. And now you got Japan talking about a first strike. You got what? We are so close to being in some real
We
trouble.
are. We
And a
are.
lot of people don't even have the damnedest clue. We have never faced threats like we face right now today. And it's incredible. And everybody's like a zombie. No one even really pays attention. That's what pisses me off.
Yeah, everybody's worried about if their
And the even
TVs are watching them.
and and the even sadder thing is it's all planned. It's all planned
I believe it. I truly believe it is.
as planned.
Well, I do agree that they're going. I mean, Trump is blowing their plan up left and right. Trump, I got to give Trump credit on a lot of things. There's a lot of things I don't agree with, but so far Trump seems to be a little bit ahead of the game. I mean, look when he came out with the wiretapping crap, right? How many people have stayed quiet now? I mean, you still got your bulldogs like Maxine Waters and Pelosi, the airhead, talking crap, but a lot of the big players have kind of toned it down. There's been a lot of it's been quiet. I'm just waiting for something else to burst now.
Yeah. Well, both Pams say we need to take care of the United States first. And Pamela Sue, you're right. We were not invited to help Syria. It's all this, big thing. Let's get ISIS. Let's get ISIS.
Let's worry about here, man. We have to worry about
Absolutely.
ISIS in our own country. Pam is absolutely right. We should be bringing all our troops home
Yes,
and
sir.
making sure that we're taking care of us because we got some real bad killers inside our country right now. That's what scares me.
We got Mexico cartels that are going to just freak the hell out. You
Another
watch.
threat.
Yep, you
Another
watch.
threat.
That's
Hey,
true.
I heard a story this morning. I don't know if anybody else heard this. It came out of a Russian newspaper. A retired Russian colonel, he's a former defense military expert, told the paper that Russia has asymmetrical response to the increase in U.S. military, increasing our us increasing our budget.
Hmm.
And he says that they have been silently seeding nuclear mole missiles that dig themselves in and sleep until they're given the command to detonate all along our shores.
I can almost believe that, Randy. I heard Russia knocked it down. Russia came out and
Yeah,
denied it and said,
yeah,
"Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah,
denied it
no way." They,
immediately.
they said there's no, you know, and
Oh
it's
yeah, like they're
technology.
gonna
I'm sure they
admit it.
have. I'm sure they have. Look, they were right off of the coast of fucking Connecticut.
Yeah, they were.
What were they doing?
They've been all over the coast of Alaska.
I could actually see that being true.
I can too, man. I could really see it too.
But what gets me is, don't we have technology to sniff that stuff out?
You would think, dude, but they're 30 miles off
Really?
our coast. 30 miles off our coast. I don't know.
They know where they know that where those ships were going. They have every path that those ships took. If they have any suspicion, don't you think they would fly out nuclear sniffers over the direct path where the ships went, and indeed check on to see what was their intentions? I mean, I think it's a pretty simple case of, if that's true, we should have been able to find out pretty hard, pretty easily.
Yeah. Well, and Scott says, if our country is nuked, it's going to ruin the country.
Yeah, it's not going to just ruin the United States. Every superpower, real except for the idiotic ones, but everybody realizes that you use nukes. It's not going to just be you. Once someone launches nukes, others are launching them back. You're going to have a
Yep.
fucking radioactive disaster across the world. You just destroyed the whole world. You think
Exactly.
Fukushima's bad? I mean, come on. So they all know that they don't fare well in a scenario like that.
But are the elites naive enough to think that them burrowing underground and building these underground cities is going to keep them safe?
Well, they ain't gonna keep them safe.
Snafe?
Safe,
Snafe?
safe. I meant. I'm sorry. You're gonna have people. You're gonna have some serious people.
Snakes on the Harley. Snakes on the Harley.
Snakes on the Harley. Crack me up, man.
Snakes on a plane.
Oh my God, you guys crack me up.
Rich would be saying, "Why are these effing snakes in my effing helmet?" what? What's up with that essay?
I don't
I
know,
better,
man. There's a,
I
there's a
better
lot
watch
to
what I'm
worry
saying.
about, guys. I mean,
I'll have some hate people.
just well, we talked about 3 or 4 serious threats going on right now.
Right now, yep.
Man, I'm so glad I ain't in Trump's position, man. That's a lot to worry about.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not enlisted right now. I feel so bad for these kids that are so young going in.
Yeah, and my son who
My
wants to
nephew's
stay
over
in
there.
now.
My now.
Well, hell, your son's a veteran now. He's a sergeant.
Yeah,
That's good.
I don't know, guys. It's sad, and I hope
Well,
everything turns out well. There's nothing we could really do except keep talking about it amongst each other, and that way if something does happen, God bless all of us, man, and hopefully we'll fare well.
well, hopefully we will have the fortitude enough to band together and at least keep our country.
I just wish people would just get it through their heads, especially a lot of these people on the left that are just being brainwashed, and they can't. They're just so brainwashed they refuse to hear any truth.
Yeah, yeah. They've been indoctrinated it for that, man.
You can't wake them all up.
Exactly. No matter how hard you try, you can't wake them up. Everybody thinks I'm
And there's
crazy.
so many smart people, literally smart people that just have a view that's just so crazy. They think
Smart
they're
by
smarter
whose
than you.
standards?
They look down at you because they're college educated. They're college this. They've got bachelors and bachelorettes and doctrines and oh, you're just a tractor trailer. You're just you're a lower. You don't have the education I do. So I know, and you have no clue. It's like I feel I am more tuned in with
No.
the truth because I'm a real people person, and I see the country in a way that a lot of people don't get to see it. Being a tractor trailer driver brings you to so many different people, man. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of us though. And that's the one thing that they underestimate. They may control the media and control everything else, but in reality, everybody's on to what's going on. Most of us, these people represent maybe 20 to 30% of the population.
They're
I don't,
the
I
ones
don't.
with no common sense.
Right. It's not
That's
like
all it is. It's no common sense, dude.
they almost try to make it look like it's evenly divided, 50-50. I am sorry,
Bullshit.
man. It's more like 70 to 75% of this country is in tune and aware of certain things that are going on. I mean, I would say it's probably 50% of us that are widely awake and understand everything. But every day more people are starting to catch on and see. I mean, the good thing is by the direct bullshit that the media is doing and everything else, all it's doing is making people go, what is up? You know.
Hey, the Dean machine is in the house. What's up, Becky?
How you doing, Becky?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm not used to running this chat room. Justin does this for me. I miss him.
Where is Justin?
He had work tonight, so he called me this morning and told me he couldn't make it.
Oh,
Yeah, I miss my sergeant at arms.
Boy, if Justin was smart, man,
Rich
he could
was
take.
breaking up on me there a little bit.
Was I? If
Yeah,
Justin was smart, he'd go gold panning up by
Yeah.
that where
by
they
that
dig that.
dam.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. They're finding.
Orville. Oh shit.
That was all a big
Don't see
scam.
that dam.
That damn.
Damn it.
Waiting for it to buzz. Hey, I mean, it really still may. On the back of the 50, there's a dam. They say is the Hoover Dam that's supposed to.
Yeah, I saw that.
But maybe it's not. Maybe it's not the Hoover Dam. Maybe it's Orville.
I live
You never
less.
know. You just don't know what to believe anymore. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
live.
Did you hear about the scientists that predicted a big earthquake out in California? They said that because of the dam out there,
Well,
there's
that makes sense
yeah,
Yeah,
it
that
does.
water's got to go somewhere.
Yeah, it said that
with the
that area of
water.
California
Yeah,
is
sure.
sinking. Where's all that water going? You know what I'm saying? It
Oh,
goes
it's
down.
an earthquake.
Yeah.
Hmm. Into the fault lines. I'm glad I don't live there anymore. I have a couple relatives
Oh
live
wow.
around. Couple relatives live around Palm Springs, but they could keep it.
You out there?
I didn't catch that. What'd you say, Linda?
You're shocked. You couldn't pay. That'd be total. Me. I'm in the South. I would
Yeah,
feel.
yeah. I wouldn't. I don't want. I don't want to go
I
back
would
there.
never.
Hey, Linda, do you
Yeah,
know
I
anyone
would
that
never
makes
make it.
moonshine?
She's sipping on it right now.
Oh yeah. You want me to go for what? Shit, you don't talk about that shit down here. You don't talk about moonshine.
You don't talk about that
Dang,
at all on
that's
here,
serious
man.
shit.
CIA's watching us.
No. Sure, there's people that make moonshine all over the place. I had some at Christmas. Some like candy cane kind of.
Woo!
It was crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was great.
Oh, I'd love to have some real moonshine, man.
Oh man. Woo.
You can't talk about that. Mm-mm.
Hey, did you hear about that lady
Had to keep my
that
brains in my head.
asked her what is that, Alexis machine or whatever from Amazon about the CIA, and the machine refused to answer her?
No, yeah, I did.
I saw
Yeah.
that.
That's crazy, dude.
I don't know, guys.
Well, listening.
What are we gonna do,
That
man?
Alexa and Echo, all that.
Yeah, I don't have any of that.
Phones, if you got a smart TV, and you right now.
I got duct tape over mine and over my camera on my computer.
Idea.
I'm in the
You
nude,
know they
man,
can
so they're
still
gonna
get
see me laying around
sound.
nude. I'm scaring
Like I
them
said,
off.
Oh Lord.
I'm in an undisclosed location. They can't find me tonight. That's one good thing about taking this show on the road, Rich.
Yeah.
I can hide my IP address. Hey, I heard something about that FISA judicial system, and it was 5 out of the 11 judges that are on there are appointed by Obama right now, and they won't leave until after Trump's first term.
Yeah.
So they're bought and paid for too.
We really got to do a cleaning of our government. I mean, I'm telling you, as much as it sucks to people, right now, the only thing that would build confidence is if they went in and started making arrests on people like John McCain, Lindsey Graham, Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Water, all these corrupt politicians. Fucking arrest them
And put it
and
out in public. Put it out in
put it
public.
out in
Don't.
public, man. This is going on. We're going to have elections,
Harry
special elections. This
Tate Brown,
it needs to happen, man. Trump needs to
Madonna.
clean house, man, all the way.
Madonna, yeah.
I used to like Madonna.
Oh my God. Did you used to
Fuck
put on a mini
Madonna.
skirt? Did you put a mini skirt on and a tube top too?
Had a
I love you, bro.
scooter, not a
I love you,
Harley.
bro.
Wise asses. Flapping in the wind these days.
Hey, you gotta laugh, man. You gotta freaking laugh.
Oh my God, man.
Okay, so the IRS director,
Gotta have a break.
that that some bitch needs to go.
I thought she resigned or someone.
No, John Costigan or whatever the hell his name is. He's the one who went after Tea Party and shit. He's a leftover. You know, is Trump just not getting people appointed? Is that why we're seeing so many people in there?
They're stalling him in Congress, bro. That's what's going on. There's like, I believe they said there's like
Yep.
300 people. For him to fulfill his whole entire cabinet, it's like 300 more people they got to confirm. And these people, what they're doing, see, because they wiretapped Trump. They want to frame him on this fake Russia crap, okay? So what
I'm
they're
so
doing
tired of
is
hearing about
they're
Russia.
trying to stall him. They're trying to question these people so that they could, go back and forth to what they found out with Trump and whatever. They're trying to get gotcha questions at all these hearings. They're just prolonging all this stuff. They're really obstructing our government right now.
Yeah.
It's sad. It is so sad that these people are obstructing so much right now. And that's why I feel, look, I mean, they're
What I was
trying with
talking about.
sedition, man. Put sedition on all their heads, man. They'll all start talking like birds.
Treason, sedition, you know, this wiretap crap's been going on forever, and Trump just brought it to our attention. All that happened. Now
I
everybody
don't know,
says
man.
it's fake.
I'm telling you, man, we have so many freaking terrorists running around our country right now. That scares me more than anything.
They got their own cities and training camps, man. Why can't we clean that shit up?
I know. I have no clue.
I mean, what law would it be for me to go kill an illegal? You know, I've talked about that before. They're illegal. So if I commit an illegal act on an illegal, I know two wrongs don't make a right, but you know what I'm saying, right? You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. See, now 6 states
That
challenge
would just be a
President
reason
Trump's
for him to
travel
get.
ban.
Yeah, I saw that, but the judge isn't gonna hear any of it.
I hope not.
He said he wasn't. Or the judge that did it before said he wasn't. It's constitutional now. He's fine toothed. He fine toothed it all.
Yeah, he was a lot smarter this time.
Yeah. What were you saying, Linda? We didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, what part?
I was talking about going in and killing illegals because they're illegal, and what would be illegal about it?
You were like, what would they be? No,
I'm bad, man.
that's, that's just, they love people to do shit like that. Right into
Oh
their
yeah,
system.
we could be
That's
on the
what they
news.
want.
But what if an army of people did that?
I don't want no part of that.
It would. An army
I'm
of people did do
this-
that.
This is hypothetical.
that, Randy. They did that in Oregon.
Really? Well, they didn't kill enough
Well,
of the illegals
what-
because we still got illegals.
Yeah, I'm not talking about illegals. I mean,
Oh.
you just said, what if a bunch of them, stood up? What if? I'm saying it has happened, and you see what happened.
it's going to take a
It's
complete
not.
army. It's going to take Trump's army of
Yes.
75% of this country to stand up and to get rid of all the illegal laws, all the illegal immigrants.
You need illegal. You have to do some type of illegal immigrant reform. And Trump, what Trump was leading to, like, look, if you want to be an actual, citizen of our country, all right, if you want to be in here, then you take away all their benefits and make them work for it. Make them want to love the country they're living in. They don't want, most of them come here and get a free check, and they have no allegiance to us. That needs to be stopped.
Yeah, I'm tired of paying for them, man. We got
It's
homeless veterans. They can't find jobs because they've been put on lists by the government, and they get nothing and are living in the streets. But if you're a Syrian refugee, hey, we're going to pay you to be here. We're going to set you up. We're going to give you food stamps. We're going to give you government benefits. It all needs to
that
stop.
hits a sore spot.
It all
You
needs
know,
to
I got
stop.
that
Now
job
I'm
at
seeing
the
that Bahara guy
VA.
is talking crap because he was fired after refusing to step down. What a bonehead, man.
Yeah. Yep.
And Obama did it. Obama fired the most.
Well, Clinton went in and wiped out a bunch of people. I
They
remember
all
that.
do it. They all do it. Every administration does it.
Yeah.
But when Trump does it, it's a big deal.
When Trump does anything, it's a big deal, dude, because people just want to cry.
It's sad, man.
I'm sick of raising adult children. You know, once they're adults, you're supposed to act like an adult.
Absolutely.
I'm a man with experience, brother. Altogether with stepkids, I've got 8 kids.
That's a whole different generation, though.
At a certain point, it is. I've got 30-year-old kids that know what it's like to work for a living. And then it seems like around the 22-year-old age, 23, they ain't got a clue. I don't care what kind of education you give them. They don't have a clue. They have no
Clueless.
respect. They have no respect, and they're clueless.
Education doesn't make you smart. You know,
No,
education doesn't make you.
but depending on what kind of education you get, if you're in a nursing field or something like, you think they would at least learn respect, but they can't. Kids, they don't even learn that anymore.
Starts at home.
It leads back to the brainwashing and all. I mean, it's all part of the plan once again.
Hallelujah, I hear you. You were touching on
There'll be
Oregon.
kids
Um,
up to playing with the cyborg. You know, they'll be like wanting to do that shit.
the Oregon thing. What was the verdicts yesterday? I heard everybody was found guilty on something.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy. Oh, shit, I better keep my mouth shut.
Exactly.
So how long they got to serve now?
Not.
One court
I
found
don't.
them all
It's not
freaking.
done yet.
One court found them all not guilty. Now they're gonna. This is. Oh man.
Kangaroo courts, buddy.
Well, no, that's because it's two totally different cases. The case in Oregon was about the standoff. The case in Nevada is about the
Is
Bundy
about the
Ranch.
Bundy Ranch. Right.
That's the
Right.
difference.
Right.
Yes.
I think
I don't have a good feeling about it.
anymore you're guilty. They used to be you're innocent until found guilty. Now you're just guilty.
It's wrong, man.
It's a big corporation. Big money, big business.
Your birth millions.
My daughter's getting a job in a federal prison in Kansas.
Good for her.
No, I mean she did it for the benefits. She doesn't have any children, so I respect her for doing it. I wouldn't be able to do it. Not knowing in my mind that half the people that are in there probably don't belong to be in there. Don't deserve it.
No.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I would. I would. I mean, I, I'm proud of her, but shit, she's
I
a
have a
small little
government
girl.
badge. I work for the VA now, so I have a government.
Shit, she's a Fed, Rich. Cut the feed right now. I'm
Oh
gone.
man.
All right, Phyllis, there, and I mean that in a good way. I don't mean that in the southern way of saying "fuck you." I mean, some of that's really, it's really sad.
Did you say you're starting a new job, Linda?
Yeah, it's a Veterans Administration.
Right on. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank
Kudos.
you.
I'm thinking about
Being
going back to work in the medical field. My license is still good, so and I've had an offer.
Good for you, man.
Nah,
I'm going to hit the lottery next week, everybody. And when I do, I'm going to buy every one of our listeners,
rocket
everyone that's
launchers.
like us. I'm going to buy you all a nice little chunk of land. We're all going to live on our little commune, man, and live out on the wild.
I just want the rocket launcher.
Every home will be equipped with
that's a nice
rocket launchers.
that's a nice idea.
A big underground
Don't
bunker,
forget
man,
it.
for all of us to survive.
That would be awesome.
Hey, Linda, hey, Linda.
Yeah, they tried that. Yeah.
How's my good friend Matt doing, man? Veritas.
I haven't talked to him like on the phone forth a couple times. Actually, 2 days ago, how he was doing. He said he was hanging in there, trying to do the
So
normal thing.
that's cool, man. Let him know we all said hello too. That we all just worried about him and asking about him.
So
He's a good guy, man.
Yes, he is. I dig.
he
I dig Veritas.
is.
Um,
He's got some balls, that's for sure.
hell yeah, he
Hey, man,
does.
he's a patriot. You know what? We all come from different backgrounds. We all have one thing in common, and we care about the future for our children. We care about us as a race, and we just want things to be good. We just want things to be the way they're supposed to be. There's no reason for all this crap that we're seeing going on, and it's about time that our voices are starting to get heard, and that's a good thing, I think. I mean, that's the one thing positive about all this is I think now every one of us has a voice, and our voices are being heard. These elites are seeing that we don't like what they have planned, and we don't like what they are doing to us. And you're seeing, through Trump. Trump is like the people's voice. And to me, that's a good thing. There's a lot of hope on the horizon as much as we face all these different threats. I do give this guy credit, and I do give my trust to this guy. I don't put him up on a pedestal and worship him like some god or anything like that. But I do know the threats that he faces. We all see the threats that this president faces. And I think he knows that he has the majority of people behind him. So I think that guides him. And I do think there's a lot of hope. Maybe we could be a lot better off in a couple more years.
Yeah, man, this guy works his ass off.
Gets up at 3:45 every
Yeah,
morning.
and he's not doing this for a paycheck.
Nope.
He's doing it for us.
Yes,
Why?
he
Why
is.
can't? Why can't everybody see that? 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 W
There's a lot of stuff out there. Randy. You could watch a few videos from someone that sounds convincing, and people are so easily led down certain rabbit holes, and you know, it's sad. I mean, you got to look at the whole picture here.
People are
And
too much out for themselves,
yeah,
dude.
they are. They are. I mean, at this point in time, everything that this guy's doing, there's some things I don't like what Trump is doing, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. The big things that he's doing is what I really care about. And,
Absolutely.
I just hope and pray to hell that he doesn't go ahead with troops on the ground in Syria like he intends to. I know there's troops there now. I want
And
him to keep his promises about bringing our troops home.
now they were talking about putting more troops in Iraq too.
At what point do we say fuck it?
Uh,
I mean, let's give them air support. Let's just do it that way.
Yeah,
Why do we need to put Americans' lives on the field, boots on the ground? Why do we got to go that route?
because we try to fix everything, and then when we can't fix it, we try to go back and refix it, and
And we spend so much money.
it's a vicious cycle, dude. Yeah, we could house our homeless.
Yeah,
That's
there's so many
crazy.
veterans sleeping in tents in cold, windy cities right now. It's not right.
No, it's
believe how many of them are at the
absolutely not.
VA. Vets,
I know. But think of
mentally,
all the vets that
physically.
don't have the VA. There's a lot of them, Linda.
It's true.
Oh man.
It's a slow day, man. I know. I'm all hungover from last night, man. Oh,
Yeah.
At least you're not passed out yet, brother.
I had a good night, man. I got together with some very, very old close friends, and it was nice.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, it was really good.
No, they said we're supposed to have snow here, but I don't see it.
We're already getting blizzard warnings here.
I think it's just going to be cold.
It was supposed to snow here, but it went to
Yeah, my son said it was supposed to snow in North Carolina too.
70 yesterday.
Yeah, one day it's
Wow.
75, and one day it's 75, the next day it's 30.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
Paul reversal.
Yeah, I believe it. I truly believe that.
I don't know, man. It's a great time to be alive.
It's definitely
You can know what's
challenging,
going
bro.
on in Antarctica.
What's that,
Yeah,
Linda?
I think
I'd like to know.
Antarctica is worth keeping an eye on.
Oh my
I think
God!
you're right.
The stories about the Nephilim, about the group of Nephilim that they've discovered up there, and they're starting to come awake. You got the story about the special forces guy, with other collaborated reports about a big giant they found in an Afghan cave, and about the guy had red hair. He had like a sword and a shield, and he was about 14 feet tall. I mean, I don't know if you guys heard about that story. It
Heard
seemed
that
really.
one.
I mean, again, I didn't get to talk to the person who actually did it. I heard stories about it. It seemed pretty credible. I mean, I believe in this Nephilim stuff. I really do.
That's,
And you look at what's going on. All these leaders going to Antarctica. Ancient technology said to be found. I don't know, man.
yeah, they're going there for. They got to be going there for a reason.
Yeah,
You just,
something is. I think a lot of what we're going through right now is a distraction.
I think you're right, man.
There's a guy named Steve Quayle I listen to, and I think he's pretty legit, man. Um, he just put out a big video about people sources coming clean about what's going on, and something that big can't be covered up. Just remember that people are always going to be people like me and you that got to actually go up there and actually do the work and dig and the workers. You got your overseers, you got your big bosses, that the generals and all that stuff that are directing things, and the top scientists going, that are directing other things. But you always need regular workers. And when these people start talking to their wives or a best friend after a few drinks, and promise you'll never tell me this, or they want to get it out because they think that this is something everyone needs, I do believe that things leak out eventually, and you can't hold back something that big. I believe I think something big is going down in Antarctica. I really believe it.
Yeah, I think we better keep an eye on that stuff, man.
I mean, I've seen photos.
Yeah,
They've
part of
discovered
it
pyramids. They said
trench in Antarctica.
they they,
Yeah,
they
the
think that Atlantis
pyramids.
was up there. They discovered Atlantis in Antarctica.
Jeez.
That's another theory.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big world, people.
It's the unknown. It's the unknown. And I'll tell you, man, I find a lot of that stuff so interesting. And you look at what's going on with the Pope, the weirdness. I don't know, guys. It
NASA
needs to be.
7.
What's that?
They found 7 more planets.
Yeah, they did. NASA came out with that.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the Nibiru crap? I don't
Never a
know.
straight answer. No, you don't know. You just don't know.
You don't. I mean, are we really facing? I mean, Venus was seen doing some weird things. There's been some weird activity up on Mars. Um, stuff like that people are not talking about. And I'll get it right out. I do believe that there is a planet X. I believe that, it's the reason why we've gone through some major Earth changes. It could be the reason why we're going through some crazy Earth changes now. Um, is it a real possibility? I believe it is possible. It can be credible. I believe there is plenty of hard evidence out there that kind of, you know, shines the light on something is going on in our solar system. I mean, is it going to happen?
Well, look at how
Everyone
many
picks.
movies have come out just in the past year that have aliens. I just My mom bought that movie, The Arrival, and I
Yep.
watched part of it last night. They kind of prepared for be some kind of false flag. Is it going to be the real thing? How the fuck do we know?
Yeah, is it predictive programming? You don't know.
Yeah, who
See,
knows?
guys, that's it, man. All we could do is guess. All we could do is take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and try to make sense of it. I mean, it's sad that the truth, and you kind of got to understand, if there's a big disaster getting ready to happen, let's say in 12 years, that, yeah, this, everyone says 2016, Planet X this, and, you go through the people that are just making fear and putting fear into people. I mean, what if it's a reality within the next 12 years or something, that we are going to have a very real threat from outer space? Something's going to happen. No one really knows exactly what's going to happen. Um, but if you started to tell people the truth, what would most people do? They would freak
It'd be
out. They would
panic.
move. They would
Panic.
not go to work. The world's economy would fucking go into chaos. And now you'd be living 12 years to that point of just madness. So I kind of understand you got to keep certain things on the wraps. But at what point do you let the public know?
Exactly.
Oh, they wouldn't let us know.
Is this one of the ways that they try to let you know, by getting little information out there leaked? Is this
Yeah,
why Nephilim is being talked about in Antarctica? Is this like a lot of people
mass
say?
hysteria.
Well, a lot of people try. There's a lot of stuff that you can go find on Planet X, and there's a lot of stuff you can gather about it. One of the stories is that the Nephilim that we're talking about, the giants, that we come from another, you can believe in God, you can think the God thing, a creator, who knows what really happened. But a lot of people, there's scientists that have actually connected this and laid the facts out. And this is this scenario is the scenario I believe we came from. These giants came from another system, a planets of like ours. Okay, this this planet, this Nibiru planet X, these were the homes of these giants. Okay, their sun, their dwarf star, they had problems with. Okay, something happened to their sun, it died, and somehow they came to our planet. They needed to get and mine our planet of all its gold and silver and natural resources. Well, it was taking a toll on these giants. Okay, and they then created us. They spliced their genes with, and they made us human as we know it, so we could basically be slaves to these people. Well, the giants, since they made us in their image, we were just a smaller version of what the giants were. Okay, some of them fell in love with the women and started breeding with the women, and these are some of the people you could tie back for like in their genes and everything else, like the royal family, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, even George Bush. A lot of their genes go back to this first race of people that started with the Nephilim. We're all basically a byproduct of it, but the true bloodline are the big power players today, and that's one of the things floating around about all that. So what if this is true? Planet X is coming around. These giants are now starting to wake up and starting to get ready for their brothers to come down and
The
get ready.
return of their planet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who knows, man? Some people say there's some good giants, there's bad ones. There's so many different stories out there, and it's like they all sound so convincing. You know what I'm saying? But the Nephilim stories, it really is the one that really makes more sense to me than any other stories. I mean, some people talk about a race of people that are in our living to the core of our planet. Who knows, man? I would love to know the truth of everything. I just, that's why I think everything that we've been told, we've been brainwashed to believe, so that we never know the truth. I believe the Catholic Church is where all that knowledge about who we are. I think that's where it's all hidden, guys.
They have it sealed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very much possible, dude.
Well, the Catholic Church controls the world. Okay. Um, you can go research that, and you'll come to find out that the
Oh,
Catholic
yeah.
Church runs the world.
Catholic here, recovering Catholic here.
Well,
Recovering
I
yeah,
know.
yeah, I am too. Well, there's been a lot of talk about this Pope Francis too, and I'm telling
Oh,
you, this
he's
Pope
evil.
Francis, he is a total snake. This guy is totally corrupt. He's a total communist. And the Pope that was never the Pope that had to quietly resign.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, supposedly he was going to break out the pedos. He was going to expose the pedos within the Catholic priests. He was gonna he was gonna go through. He was gonna fucking clean house, okay? And it was gonna take down a lot of people. And I heard George Soros was in on it. These big players fucking sought to fucking root out this fucking pope was going to cause a lot of problems and basically set him up with shit so that if he argued about it and fucking tried to fight it, they were going to make him look like a pedo himself. And that was the end of that. So
Wow.
yeah, but you start researching that shit, guys, and it gets deep.
Yeah.
And it does. So I believe Antarctic. I believe there is a lot to be said about that. I believe a lot of us should be digging in to what's going on up in the Antarctic right now. Is everything else going around us right now a big diversion to not shine a light on the real problem? Look at the amount of important people from different countries that have
They keep
all.
going up there. Yeah, they keep going up there.
Yes, and it's not being discussed. It's not being publicly talked about. That's what I would worry about. Everything else you're hearing about left and right, it's being programmed to you on a daily basis. but all that stuff is being left out. Watch this while we do this over here. It's like magic, you know. So no, really, man, and I'm not trying to be funny about it. And you could call me. Maybe you guys are all laughing at me because I'm talking like this, but
No,
I
no,
question.
I'm gonna look into it.
I would wish everyone would look into the Antarctica a little bit more. Um, like I said, Steve Quayle. You know, some people try to make him out to be that he's not legit or whatever. But I've followed Steve Quayle for a while, and I believe that Steve Quayle's a pretty legit dude, and there's other people associated with him too. um, you can get an opinion on everyone, and just some people will say one thing about me, and other people will think another. The same thing with you. The same
It's
thing with
everybody. Yeah, it's everybody.
Pam. The thing with Justin, and with all of us, with Linda. Everyone's got their own opinions, but
Just
I
like assholes.
yeah, it is, man. But I mean, I think look at man, we are going through some of the craziest earth changes in the that it's too incredible to talk about on some of the things that are going on naturally that are just abnormal.
Well, it's beyond our scope. We don't understand it all.
No, it's being blamed on climate. It's being blamed on man so that other men can profit off of it. And
Yeah, another way to make money and depopulate the earth.
yeah, but something weird. I just think is going on in the background. Maybe they're trying to set us up for some kind of shocking fucking news that'll blow us away. I don't know. But check it out though, guys, man. I'll tell you, man.
Half the people won't believe it. That's the
That's
sad
where you
part.
got to keep an open mind. That's where you got to keep an open mind. And that's when you got to do a little bit of research. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, a lot of things that are very true about things that they don't want you to know. The one thing I've noticed is they put out a lot of disinformation to make you think or go down another path. They spend a lot of time and money to get you to go away from what the truth is.
Yes,
So
they do.
you gotta
That's
distinguish as a person on to whom you're fucking paying attention to, whom that you're getting stuff from, where they're getting their things from, who their sources are. And when you can really feel comfortable about stories that are coming out from certain sources, then yeah, as a individual person out there has that's where you got to make that distinction. Is there anything to this? It's just good to keep an eye on things that other people try to keep you away from. Um,
well, it's like the Pizzagate thing.
yeah,
Just,
just
just
like that. I believe. Yeah, look. They wanted to get this Pizzagate thing blown right out. They wanted to get a big false flag going. They tried with that guy in the restaurant. It all went fucking wrong, man, because a lot of people were onto it. I believe that this pedal shit is a lot bigger than we all believe. And right now, there has been more. You research the amount of child trafficking arrests and stuff like that going on right now. It's incredible how many people are being rounded up and arrested. This is something that's always been ignored. No one wanted to talk about, and we don't like talking about that stuff, guys. It involves little kids, the
right.
innocence, and we all don't want to think like, how could people be? There are monsters out there, people, and when you have people out there in power and other people that control these people are begging to be put into positions. They want to be a senator so bad. Now this person thinks because they can dictate and control this guy, they then initiate him in their little clubs. This spirit cooking with John Podesta and Hillary Clinton. This stuff does happen. There is proof on it. There is evidence. I've researched it. I'm comfortable on the evidence that I've seen that yes, these people are some sick fucks. Now, whether or not how deep it goes, I don't know. It's hard to distinguish who is who. There's a lot of people that are trying, like David Seaman. David Seaman tries to put, David
Yeah.
Seaman. I'm 50-50 on the guy. um, I do believe I do believe he's coming from the heart right now on things. Had he had bad intentions, he's always trying to push this Bitcoin and all that stuff, and that always leaves me a little bit suspicious about him. That he's attention seeking. He's doing this for the wrong intentions. But like again, you don't know. Not a lot of people are talking about this, but there are a lot more starting to come out about it. There's a guy named Noor. John Noor or something like that channel. He's really good. Random Rants of Ryan. He's pretty decent, you know. Um, but I do believe this is one way that the elite population. I mean, you could see Jeff Epstein and Pleasure Island, he called it, or whatever that place
Mm-hmm.
was.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true. It's very real. These people are sick, okay? And don't forget that there was an actual scientific study done with old and young rats. What they did was they took the blood from a very young rat and put that and transfused that blood into an older rat. And the miracles that happened to that older rat because of the fresh blood it had received from the juvenile that had to risk its life, okay, was incredible. And there has been talk, and no one has dead proof on this, but there's been talk that the elites, the older elites, are using our young kids' blood to save themselves so they can live longer, like some kind of like fountain of youth.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there are stories on that. I mean, they're hard to look at because you don't want to see our innocence be used like that. But then you look into the numbers of missing children in our country, in the United States alone, and then you go and look at missing children throughout the world. It is the worst crime, the worst epidemic that I've ever seen, and we're not talking about it. No one's talking about that, and it's sad. These are our children, and to me, I'm very passionate about making sure our children are safe, guys. And you got to look at every possibility. You can't just I question everything. You have to. And maybe this Pizzagate shit's just aroused. It's certain ways there's trickery involved, but I believe it's real. And I believe these fucking people are fighting for their fucking reputations and their whole lives, man, because there's damning evidence on some fucking real powerful people out there. Who
Yeah.
knows what it is? Is
Yeah.
that one possibility? It could be a very real possibility. I don't know all the facts with Pizzagate. I just know things that I think are starting to add up. There are things that do add up. And if I could see things add up, I'm sure there's law enforcement officials that have also agreed that this needs to be investigated. There is enough there. There is enough evidence through WikiLeaks to warrant an official investigation.
Oh yeah. Just the Podesta emails themselves. Hey,
Anthony Weiner is in federal prison right now. He's under custody. Anthony Weiner is singing like a bird.
that's what you said. I had not heard that, man.
Oh yeah, he is fucking being questioned hard time, man. He's been interrogated. I mean, hard, and supposedly there's some real things that are going to start. These are the things that I talked about earlier. These big things need to happen. We all see how corrupt Hillary Clinton was. We see the Clinton Foundation. We see Bill and Hillary profiting, okay, through their positions. It's a big fucking Ponzi scheme, okay? And then Obama's involved. We see the corruption, but yet these people are still walking free. And I believe when that happens, a lot of us will be a lot more confident that the truth will start coming out. But we face a lot of shit, man, and you got to keep digging into this shit, guys. You can't never
Give up or be content with
no
what they're
can't.
telling you. Um,
We've been fucked over far too much.
Tom Gunn, what's up? Tom Gunn's in the chat room, and so's Mrs. B. Stacy.
Oh man, love you guys. How you guys doing, man? Hope everyone's healthy and doing well.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
And Tom Guns, man, on Michael Savage, I listen to Michael Savage, guys, every day in the truck. And Tom Guns came out and said, all you got to do, if I was Trump, I would reverse the first executive order that Barack Obama did the first hour of his first day in presidency. And Michael Savage said the exact same thing. And that blew me away. Because now, I mean, look, man, if people like Tom and me and everyone else could see what that could do, I'm sure, how do you know is there a way to tell if he has lifted that executive order? Does anyone know that?
I had not even heard about that order until Tom brought it up. That's why
I knew about that. I knew about that like within the first week of his presidency. I knew when he did it.
I mean, I had a suspicion of it, but I didn't actually know it. That's why I asked Tom to repeat the number again, that order number, because I
Hey,
wanted to research it.
hey, if Pamela Sue is out there, Pamela Sue is pretty good with some of the legal stuff. Pamela, is there a way to find out if that what executive orders Trump actually has reversed? Did she write anything?
I don't know if she's in here still, man, because there's only like 6 people.
All right.
Um, we could. There's probably a place we could look that up as.
Mrs. B. Stacy's out here. She's another one legally that's pretty good with all that stuff. Maybe she can type in something. I can't see the chat room or anything, but maybe she could elaborate on that. Because maybe there is like a White House thing, a listing.
Yeah, White House thing.
Yeah, I haven't looked into that yet. I wonder if that's available though.
I don't know, bro. If I figure out something, I'll let you know for sure on that.
Yeah, but yeah, man.
There-
Tom Gunn's bringing that up, and then Michael Savage, man, I was blown away. I was like, oh my god, and he's one of the most popular radio. I mean, if you guys haven't listened to Michael Savage, man, I mean, I would definitely listen to this guy. I don't agree with him on everything, but he talks just like us. He's good. He brings up some good subjects.
Right on. Hey, did you hear about that? Maybe Infowars may be in the press pool.
Oh yeah, man. Infowars is working with another man. I know the guy's name offhand. I'm having a brain fart right now. The guy is very credible. He is a perfect fit for that position. And yeah, and if you saw on Friday, the press pool, Fox News guy that was in there, Fox News radio guy that was in the press pool, called out one of the pro-Trump type people that are. I forgot the name of the website. I'm having a blank here. But it's a great website that they called him a conspiracy. They called him a Nazi. It's all the things. It's about being living by the Constitution. They report on the actual things that these people are
Right.
not talking. You know what I'm saying? It's a good place. It's like a Drudge Report almost. I mean, some things that everyone gets things wrong. But they were outright like fucking like making a big stink about that. And I could just imagine when Infowars finally gets in there.
Oh, that'll be great.
Oh my god, man.
What is this whole thing gravitating toward calling people Nazis? You seen that deal with that guy that had brain cancer, and that comedian was making fun of him, calling him Nazi hair and shit like that. What is the deal about Nazis? Because
nationalism.
We're patriotic. I know Bill Clinton was talking about this too.
Right now, they're trying to take away your American American pride. Okay, all my life growing up, and I'm sure all of you can attest, you've all felt that pride of being an American. Remember what 4th of July used to be like as a teenager, guys? And
yeah, there was a reason for it.
We were free. We loved what being free was about, and then it kind of pittered out. It started dying. Okay, so now you got the Pope calling populism evil. You got that's for someone like the Pope to really start coming out and putting labels to people. The liberal left is doing that also. They're trying to connect like Hitler, how Hitler was, as he was a nationalist. He was a populist. They're trying to relate populism and nationalism, pride, to being like how Hitler was with the rise of Germany and how dangerous that populism could get. And it's totally different. It's all bullshit. And they're
just
very
another,
crafty. They're very
another
tricky.
scheme. Yeah, just another scheme, man, to divide us.
Right. It's exactly right. And it's working. Okay. And we're fighting for our existence of being an American right now. I mean, it's under attack. And you're seeing in France, man, Le Pen, I mean, her rallies are identical to Trump rallies that were going on when Trump was running, man. And now you got Italy, man, that's come out. These people are saying, yes, we're causing a spread of pride and nationalism. We get it, but the politicians have another plan. Like Linda said, they have a plan for us, man. They're trying to take away. They want the global new world order power. They want that all in, guys.
Yeah.
We have a big fight. That's why we have a fight on our hand like no other. There's some things that suck that we hate that Trump does. And look, he's the only one we have in this fight. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone can see that right now. He's being misguided. There's, and I'm sure like with the Bundys and all that, Trump is being misguided. There's a lot of people that shouldn't be there that Trump's being surrounded with, and we got to just hope that eventually Trump is
He
smart enough to
figures it out. Yeah.
clean house and make things right. That's all you can hope for.
Hey,
But
Tom Gunn said whitehouse.gov maybe for that
thanks,
executive
Tom. I
order.
appreciate that. I'm gonna check that out after we get off here. But yeah, thank you. And Tom, man, thank you for spreading that, man. I started talking about that a lot after you said that last week, bro. And you know, maybe we all did our little part to get that out in the public finally.
That's what I was saying. Put it on Twitter. Hashtag, executive order.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a video talking
So
about that.
Tom,
But guys, we have the fight of our lives on. All right, don't bend, don't cower, man. We have a lot of threats from all sorts of different directions. We just have to stay proud as Americans and support what our country stands for, and not just get bent down in one little fight we don't like. Or we have to be an open-minded, and we have to remember that our children need a better country than this, a better world. And the
Hallelujah.
world is rising up right now. We started a fire throughout the whole world, bro. People are starting to stand up. It's time to get. I mean, hopefully everyone could come together. Okay, I mean, if you guys all look at what happened, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama caused the biggest refugee problem in the whole entire history of the world.
Yes,
Okay,
they did.
they are responsible alone for all this mess we see with Syria, with the Middle East, because of their mistake. And George Bush. George Bush was the start of it. Okay, and the Clintons and the Obamas ended it. And we have a serious refugee problem. We should make sure that the world does their thing, so that all these countries, these people can go back to and not feel scared or afraid of their life. We need to concentrate on fighting the evil Islam that's out there. Not every Muslim is evil. But a lot of them are just getting warped and brainwashed over what's led up to the craziest shit that we see going on. So
Lies, all lies.
all lies, bro. But people in the world are starting to get it, man. I think a lot of us are seeing, a lot of us see that we've been played. And I do believe, the more this keeps going on, the more obvious it is. And I have faith in humanity. I really do. Let's just hope, faith in humanity works out.
been played for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
have
have.
been.
We've
Tom
been
said
played.
much. Tom said much love, Linda.
Oh, love you, brother.
Oh,
He's an awesome guy, man.
yeah, Tom is, man. Everybody,
He
everybody
is.
in this little community is awesome, man. I mean, a lot of us have been together and support each other for a long time out here. And we're all real people, man. We're
It's
all
true.
just ordinarily, as ordinarily as you can put us. We're
From everywhere in life, dude. From
Yeah, and
everywhere.
we come from different parts of the country, and it's awesome that we've all been here for each other to figure out this storm, that the ride we're on, where it's going, and it's exciting to be alive right now to see what we're facing. So
Hey, brother, we're the Patriot refugees.
yeah, we are, man.
Yeah, but
I like
I'm
that,
not
man.
ordinary.
Not ordinary,
I mean,
extraordinary.
Absolutely, man.
All right, guys. You think we ought to wrap this up?
Yeah, why not? But hey, man, do me a favor, guys.
I need a
Just
smoke bad.
just to have a little, just to itch of curiosity, do a little research on all this shit going on in Antarctica, and
Yes, I want to.
maybe the next time we can talk about it.
Right
And
on.
until then, man, thank you everybody for tuning in and having some fun with us on this Saturday. And I hope everyone has a great weekend. Be safe, be happy. I love you all, man.
Yeah, I love you guys. I'm not going to do the Justin thing. That's his thing. I'm not going to take it away. But everybody in the chat room, we love you. And have a good rest of your weekend. And hopefully, we'll be back next week. I'm hoping I'm not working. Linda, thank you very much for being on here.
thank you for having me, Randy.
We love you, sister.
Much love, Rich.
Much love.